I'm here to present my presentation regarding the assignment, which is developing a Python program. So it is basically an updated version of our previous Python program, which is Job Suggestor Python program. In that we had a lot of limitations, and so we are updated to design another program with updated version, which can operate with dynamic structure. So I'm going to share my presentation slides, and then we will briefly move into my Python program, and then I'll show how it is done. So I have already shared my screen, and this is my presentation slide, which is Job Suggestor program overview. So it is a detailed presentation on the enhanced Job Suggestor Python program, as I have mentioned, and it is named as version 2, discussing its features and functionalities. And let's move on. So in here, I'm going to basically talk about Job Suggestor program overview, version 1 limitations, introduction of version 2, modular functions integration that are being used in version 2, real world data usage in version 2, flexibility improvement, user-friendly enhancements, and feature deployments, which are needed to be in this Python program of Job Suggestor program. So moving into here, so what are the challenges that we faced in version 1 are static input. Only 6 fields, fixed factors and 3 fixed job titles were limited in version 1. You can remember there were only 6 factors like on demand, job experience, education, and so on. And it has got minimal validation. The program is prone to user input errors and crashes due to lack of checks. So if I mistakenly input any wrong details, then it will provide me error and crashes. So it has got basic UX design. User experience is hindered by plain prompts, lacking guidance and formatting as well. And there is no real data. Recommendations are not based on current job market trends, resulting in outdated advice. So to overcome these limitations in the version 2, we have introduced a lot of changes and a lot of functions. And by sharing this, I would also like to share my actual program, which is here. You can see this is my Python program, and if I run it, I can show you from here as well. So let's run it. It asks me name, and it will say me that welcome to the first. Let's start the program. It is career decision assistant version 2. So here it says enter career factor from 1 to 9 with 9 Unix. So this is basically calling a factor and defining a factor here. Factor name 0 to finish. So I can name it as on demand. Wait for the factor. It is like I will give it 7. Factor name experience. Let's give it 7. Education. Let's give it 7. Let's write connection. Let's give it 8. And also we can write PR pathway. Let's give it 5. And you can see I can write as much as factors in this program. Before it was just 7 factors, and it was limited. And it asks me here if I want to in this, if I want to in taking this factor name, I can enter 0 when done. So if I enter here, if I enter 0, I will be taken to number of jobs to compare. So let's put around 4 or 5 jobs. It will help me to compare for 5 jobs, which is definitely being dynamic. And job title, let's give data analyst, and then on demand rating, let's give data analyst as 7, for experience rating 7, for education rating 8, for connection rating 5, for PR pathway 5, and number of data analyst jobs. Okay, so I have let's just put random number for number of data analyst jobs, which is taken from different job uh, websites like Indeed, Seek. Let's give random number, which is 500. It means 500 jobs are available. Job ads are given in those kind of platforms. And LinkedIn profile for data analyst, let's say 60 of the data analysts I have sourced, and I have found that they are working in the data analyst as a data analyst. And let's compare another job, which is cyber security analyst. So it is in high demand. So let's give it 9. Experience rating, since I worked in network uh, network support kind of. I did an internship in network support. I would provide an experience rating of 6. And then education rating, since we are doing masters in cybersecurity, let's do 7. And then connection rating 7, PR pathway 8, and then number of cybersecurity job ads, let's write random number, which is 600. And then LinkedIn profiles, it's 70, 80. Okay. And another job title, let's give another job title as 3D printing. 3D printing. On demand, it is very less on demand, I guess. So just 60. Oh, I have to keep number first. 7, experience rating 8. So see, if I enter any error, then it will provide me invalid input, enter number 1 to 10, which is more kind of easier to understand and write the ratings or input, give the input. Experience, I am basically trying to learn 3D printing, and I have got 3D printer in my home, and I'm working on it. So I leave experience as 6. And then education, I have less education about it, but connectivity, I love doing it. I did 3 or 4 projects already on it. So PR pathway, there's no PR pathway, I guess. And number of 3D printing jobs, let's write 50, and LinkedIn profile 13. And another job title, I'm working as an AIN, which is assistant in nursing recently here in Adelaide. So I'm going to give AIN. And on demand, it is very high in demand, 600, let's write. Sorry, which I have to see again the error and again the disclaimer what the error is and how should I type. It's 8 experience. I've got experience about it. Education, I've done certifications, so I'll give 6. Connection next to 6. PR pathway 2. Number of AI and jobs, it is a lot, so 500. LinkedIn profiles less. And last job title I would like to give, let's say project manager. Manager on demand, it is very high on demand, so 9. Experience, since we have developed a project, capstone project in my bachelor's, and I was the project manager, I should say 6 for the project manager. Education, 7. Connection rating, 7. PR pathway, 8. Number of project manager job ads, let's write 80. And LinkedIn profile, 50. So based on my input, it has given me a tabular outcome, and it has given calculated all key factors and then calculated score and on everything in here. So you can see in the table format about these jobs, total score, my inputs, and on demand. And comparing all these, it has recommended me the career path of cybersecurity analyst. So I have just processed this program and shown you output, and you can see a lot of changes in this program. So I'm going to talk about this by showing my slides as well. So let's go to my slides. Here we go. There were these kind of challenges that I have already talked, and these challenges are overcome in this version 2. Let's move to the second slide. It is enhanced dynamic factors for user input. In here, users can enter any number of career factors and assign unique weights, allowing for personalized job suggestions, as you saw there in my program. And it is flexible for job comparison capabilities. Like I can provide as many as numbers of jobs in there, and then I can compare about those jobs. Users can compare as many as they wish, like enhancing the decision-making process in job selection and robust validation mechanisms. There are lots of loops and try except blocks, ensure valid, minimizing errors during user interaction. As you see, I entered invalid input, like in the on demand, I entered 85, so it was invalid. I had to enter just 1 to 10, but I entered 85, so it provided me a sort kind of message that it is invalid, and then I was supposed to enter again. So you can see here that was in here, and those kind of messages, those kinds of error messages, they help like for the users to identify where the error is, and it provides easier understanding and incorporation of real world data. So in here, I typed like how many ads are in the job market about that particular job, and how many LinkedIn profile are found in LinkedIn who are doing those kind of jobs, so that we understand this job has really good scope. So this program helped, like this program utilized LinkedIn and other job platform to compare and to analyze how the job is going on, and how that job market is going on. And it has got enhanced user experience. As you can see, there was tabular format of answer where we can compare directly with our visual format. See here the table, and it has got results, and every jobs are given here with the score and the factors, and whichever we can see in detail. Previously, that version 1, it just provides total score, and then it's just kept randomly, like there's no any explanation, and it provides feedback. But in here you can like reflect why the answer is that, and we can check if there is invalid input, and it will provide a recommendation career path like this. So it helps in enhanced user experience as well, this version 2. And next slide. So program structure overview. Now I'm going to talk about program structure, like what functions that I used and what those functions did. So I use modular functions in the program to facilitate organization and execution of various types of job suggestions. So let's go and check what functions were there. So it is collect factors. So in this program, I use collect factors to gather user-defined factors and weights that influence job suggestion, ensuring relevance to user preference. Here I can see here collect factor function where this function collects user-selected factors with dynamic weighting. So the code is clearly given here. Factors input, factor name, and I provide factors like on demand, and then connection, peer pathway, experience, and then it will store that. And if I like input number or any score in there, it will also store that. And if the 9, it should not like exceed more than 9, and then it is, if the weight is more than 9, it will give an error message that I previously mentioned, that it should be below 9. And then if moving on to the next, like if I entered 4 or 5 factors like on demand, experience, education, connection, peer pathway, and I want to finish those, then if I enter 0, then I would be returning back for another function, because that is the return function that I used, and it will just help me to move into another one. So if you remember, I typed here 0, and then I moved to another function. That is the thing that I was talking about in this one. So defining collect factors, and then talking about this collect factors, all of those 5 or 6 factors that I have talked about, that will store value. And if the error is there, then it will give invalid input. Please enter integer between 1 to 9. So moving on to the next is collect jobs. This one is also a kind of function that I have used. It is responsible for collecting job titles and ratings, which serves as a foundational data for analysis and comparison. So this will basically help us to store all those job titles here. So I'm gonna start with defining college jobs factors, and then job is entitled, number of jobs that I'm going to do, and then for range and ratings is provided based on the factors that I provided here, the ratings, and then it is calculated and it is returned to the answer again. And that's the operation that the collect jobs do, which is collecting job titles and ratings and then storing it. And moving on to the next function, it is refine on demand. This function utilizes market data to refine the demand factor, enhancing the accuracy of job suggestion based on current trends. For example, it helps us to compare and analyze from job market which number of ads and then number of LinkedIn profile based on those job title. uh, so basically here you can see it says define on demand function, which refines job data with on demand metrics. Here try ads, then number of ads, then profiles, which is LinkedIn profile, and the name is given here, and on demand, which will uh, return to the job factor again. If I put any error, then error input, then it will provide me invalid input using default on demand score. So this is the function and the function. And at last I have got calculate scores and display results function. So here, calculate scores will basically calculate weighted scores and sort jobs. The formula that has been used in this program is factors is calculated with factor weight plus jobs rating and multiplied to factor name for factor in factors. So job total score is given with weighted sum of all those factors and with job on demand title. So you can see here in job market, it has got on demand and the number of ads are 340, and this is added with this and total score is given in here. So this is the formula, and calculated score is calculated based on this function define calculated score, and it will display like this, like in tabular format, headers with job total score, key factors, on demand, as I have mentioned. Like this is on demand means it is some of LinkedIn profiles, and then ads given in ad like Seek and Indeed, and then key factors, and then we have got the overall table in here in detail, and that's all. And it is going to recommend like print function used in here, like sorry, print function, not the function, print is used, which is going to display my results and then recommend me the career which has the highest score by comparing. So this is my code and my presentation slide. I have discussed this and calculate scores, which calculate weighted score for job position, allowing for prioritized list based on user defined criteria and market relevance. And it is going to display results like formatted table, and advanced data structure, where utilizes list and dictionaries for flexible and scalable data storage, enabling efficient data management throughout the program. So this Python program in version 2, it is utilizing list and dictionaries, as you have seen there, which is list and dictionaries. You can see here jobs, total score, key factors, on demand, kind of list, and name. These are the data structure that helped to overcome the limitations from version 1. So here, user input and validation in Python, I have like loops enable user flexibility, validation of input is crucial, error handling, and improves UX and structured input flow. This program, overall program of version 2 for job suggestion, has got all these features and really helped to get enhanced output. And moving on to the next slide, real world data is refined. On-demand factor is analyzed, like refined by averaging jobs ad and compared from LinkedIn profiles, and all those are like stored and then given. And formula for on-demand factor is computed as on-demand is equals to job ads plus LinkedIn profiles divided by 2 for accurate assessment. So you saw there the on-demand section here. It is calculated with the addition of LinkedIn profile and number of ads divided by 2 for more accurate data statistics. And for balanced market insights, recommendations are based on user priorities coupled with current market trends, ensuring relevance, source attribution, and this is the source for these all. And the references as well, and it has got optimizing user experience, where interactive prompts and enhanced guidance are used. Formatted output for clarity, output is clarity, like it is in tabular format so that we can see and reflect. And it has got dynamic comparison of jobs with various job and factors, assisting them in making informed career decisions based on their preferences. And there is user-centric design approach, like philosophy to enhance accessibility and usability, fostering a more enjoyable and user experience in this version 2 of job suggestion Python program. And this presentation outlines key improvements in version 2, highlighting dynamic features, robust error handling, and real world data integration. And that's all. That's all is my presentations. Thank you.